Alright, I'm set account. I'm so go. Yeah, welcome guys and to our live Chelsea, discussion. Frank Lampard, big news today. Frank Lampard being sacked, and Tuchel getting the manager's position. So we're here today to talk about the club. My friend here from Jamaica, Burke. What you saying, Burke?
Well, it's a pleasure, I've been waiting for this program to start it like 2 years ago, so it's a pleasure being here, sir.
Yeah, man. I the move, man. This is the thing we're going forward with now to try to do some more talks about the club and things like that. So what are your views on Frank getting sacked, man?
Well, we all love Frank as a player, but from the beginning, I really thought that Frank was was too eager to get this job at Chelsea, and with Frank as a club legend, he knew that being a part of this Chelsea, being a part of this Chelsea squad as a manager, it wasn't gonna be easy. And I think he was too brave because taking up a job like what he have put up and fail is like I never wanted him to fail this early per se. I wanted him to
Yeah,
get some experience, get some more tactics to his thing. Because if you should ask me, tactics is what get him sacked. It wasn't nothing because the guys love him. Everyone was playing for him, but what he was instructing to the guys was just never working.
yeah.
That's my views.
Well, they say, oh, and them general, can I come like say, me not get it out there. Hold on there. You see link, you see it on YouTube, hold on there.
Check it.
Yeah, they don't know, yeah. But me I say, me hold on there, but 'cause I just first start about this, guys. We are try. Yeah, yeah, all right, we're good now, we're live.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As I say, still, Frank Frank Lampard brought this upon himself, cause at the start of the season, I mean last season when we heard that he was going to get the job. Me and you both, we discussed and we said that it's too early for Frank. You get me?
Exactly.
So we know it's like Frank Lampard. I mean, most Chelsea fans, it's like they're trying to compare like what he done as a player, and to compare with what he's doing as a manager. And it's clearly not working. This is something we're not well. Most fans should understand that when it comes to coaching a football club, it takes experience, which Frank was lacking. So
Exactly.
we have to look on it that way. I mean, we can't compare feelings and say like, "Oh my word, Frank Lampard, our general, we need to keep him and give him time." But time to do what? To put the club further down.
Well, he need time, but at the end of the day, the time is not now. The time will maybe like 10 years from now because remember when Roman took over Chelsea and started winning a few little cup titles and titles, everyone was saying Chelsea came and started to buy out the league. But
Yeah,
football is not like back then. Football nowadays, I would use a term as and call it. Now is money football playing. If you
Yeah,
don't have money, you ain't gonna make it in football. And we
yeah,
all know Leicester won the title, and people is gonna say, "Oh, Leicester is not a money club." That year when Leicester won the title,
yeah,
mm, all most of the big teams weren't performing up to expectations. At one point, Arsenal went close, but they still weren't performing as well too. You know, hold back Leicester City. So the thing is, it's money football playing now, and if you're gonna have Roman spending all these millions and billions
yeah,
season after seasons, we can't have a inexperienced coach and expect we're gonna get results when we have top coaches like Klopp, Pep Guardiola, Jose. Listen,
yeah,
coaches that Lampard are going up against, it's difficult. And having a non-experienced coach going up against these top coaches, it's gonna be
yeah,
hard. Top coaches with top players. It's not like top top coaches with new players and they are doing going through a refurbishing process like we Chelsea. No. Klopp has his team acquired good time now. Pep Guardiola, Leicester City. I would say Jose Mourinho is just he has just came back, but at the end of the day, we're talking about Jose Mourinho. At any present moment, Jose Mourinho can win any title is taking part in. So at the end of the day, we wanted to give Frank a chance, but honestly, Frank has to just step aside and
yeah,
you just have to wait until maybe 10 years time because this is Chelsea. We're gonna change. We're gonna continue to change coaches because the owner of this club he needs instant delivery. So any
yeah,
coach is coming in, know that they're in a hot seat, and trust me, if I'm Klopp or if I'm Pep Guardiola as I'm speaking right now, I would have some fear coming into Chelsea because I am coming into Chelsea knowing that if I don't get this job done in a short period of time, I'm gonna get sacked.
exactly.
So
And yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue.
so as I said, Frank just got to go back in his drawing board if he needs to go back to school or something. And earlier on in the season, I heard some of the fans saying that Frank should get a Harry Redknapp or let me tell you guys this. It might sound harsh, but English aren't good at coaching. They are not good at coaching. So from getting a backup like Harry Redknapp, it might help in some ways, but going forward, Frank just has to learn the hard way by knowing it himself. Not saying an English coach can come and be competitive and be successful like other coaches, but for some reason the English coaches are not good. And for Frank getting sacked this early, I wasn't surprised. I never wanted it to end up this way, but at the end of the day, it's Chelsea. That's what we do.
Yeah,
We need results, we need trophies. We ain't gonna sit 30, 25 years and just for one trophy. At least every other season, our cabinet's supposed to be getting bigger and bigger.
yeah.
That's
But
just my
I made a valid point too because Frank Lampard taking the job, he should have. I mean, he already know that the Chelsea management is all about sacking managers if they're not performing. So
exactly.
it goes again with Frank. Like when I mean, of course, it was a good opportunity for him to coach Chelsea when given the chance. But we said this earlier in last season that he should have turned the job down, just that Xavi did and other retiring players from top clubs who chose not to take the job of a club like at the standards where Barcelona, Chelsea, Liverpool's are concerned. So Frank Lampard should have never taken the job. And yes, he took it, But I think the board should have like gave him a 1 year contract just to get us through that season without the transfer ban. The transfer ban I should say and things like that. They should have never continued him. I mean, we could have maybe got lucky, but I think they were hoping for something like Zidane when Zidane was coaching Real Madrid with no experience whatsoever, but he got lucky. But he had the players to back him. He had the Cristiano Ronaldos and players like that that were hungry for a Champions League again. So, oh,
Exactly.
but it is sad that we had to get rid of Frank Lampard in this
And
manner.
it shows again
Yeah,
that I don't want to be hard on the English, but it shows again that something is going wrong with English being coaches because Zidane did what he did. Not saying he didn't have good and great players, but at the end of the day, it takes a coach to bring the best out of these great players because you can have a great. I remember some of the days Real Madrid have some of the greatest players and they weren't performing up to expectations, and Zidane come and he did it. At the end of the day, they had Bayern Munich coach. He came in and he had a spectacular season. You guess what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I don't want to be hard on the English, saying that they don't know what they are doing, but there is something they are not doing right when it comes to coaching to be so successful. Honestly, I don't know what they need to do, but I don't see a next English coach getting a Chelsea job. I don't see
yeah.
it. It's just not for
No, well, you have a point. Sid. I mean, there's not many English managers we know that have really been successful as a manager in the Premier League also. What is he always be a legend, but he just wasn't the right man for this job. Exactly.
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly.
That's how most of us should look at it. Look at that. Like Frank Lampard, he is a legend, and we will always remember Frank Lampard. And despite he's had a poor season with Chelsea, I will still not criticize him and try to make him look small. I mean, yes, he's not he hasn't done the right job, but he did buy some good players, bring into the club. We must commend him on that and taking us out of that hole that we were in last season. Sorry, leaving and things like that. So we have to. I mean, we know the bad, but with him being sacked, we don't have to remind him of it. We can just think about the positive vibe now that he did something good, brought in players, took us out of the slump,
And
and now we just have to look forward with Tuchel.
the thing is, Frank Lampard has been one of the luckiest coach in Chelsea because from my views looking into Chelsea as a fan, Frank Lampard got all his players he wanted.
Yeah,
All his players he wanted.
yeah,
Jose Mourinho won the Premier League and wanted certain players. He didn't got it. He didn't get it.
e- exactly. That
And
that goes to show
wanted
you.
them
Yeah,
and he didn't get them.
yeah,
So came in as a non-experienced player to a coach, and he got every single player he wanted. So for him to get sacked now, you Frank, I wish you were watching, but you got all your tools, and I wish you all the best in the future. I know I will see you back in the Chelsea manager seat, but for now, we appreciate all you have done.
yeah.
Yeah,
It is as what most of the guys have said in the chat there. We he needed experience, and also what John Barnes saying, like the fans criticized him, and when he got sacked, a lot of them are crying, which I really don't understand. I criticize Frank because he's lacking of tactics. He playing in the Premier League, there are too many tacticians in the Premier League for us to use Frank Lampard and not upgrade to a tactician. If we had kept Frank Lampard for the till the end of the season or maybe for our next season, trying to trust the process that many fans have been talking about. I really don't see the process. It wouldn't work. And we must understand this that Frank, when we had Sarri, we could actually see what Maurizio Sarri was trying to do, what the players were instructed to do. We could think, we could see it. But with Frank Lampard, I was clueless for days. Like what was his tactics? What were we expecting to see from Frank? Up to this day, I cannot see it. So for Frank Lampard to lose his job, it is sad, but it's also a good thing for the a good move for the club, in my
going
opinion.
exactly going forward because there were days I was watching Chelsea, and I'm not a coach, I'm just a fan, and I could tell you exactly what's gonna happen, what's next is gonna happen, and these coaches study your team before they meet, and it was just too basic to be up against a Liverpool and Manchester. It was just too basic.
Yeah. From from
And
from from fans' perspective, yeah, the type of football Frank Lampard was offering to Chelsea, that's what it says, basic football. And there's Pep, there's Klopp, there's Ancelotti, there's Mourinho. Those are the four top coaches that everyone really recognizes in this league. And then you have Brendan Rodgers. And then you got that guy that coaches Southampton. I think it's Hanselnut or something like that. I don't want to curse bad word, but yeah, yeah. He is also a good coach. So if you think about it, Frank Lampard's 1-2-3 tactics can't carry a club like Chelsea in the direction that we need to be, which is to start winning the Premier League again and get into some Champions League. Um, yeah, Guardiola as well. Sorry about that John Barnes, but Guardiola as well. So it is one of them things that we just need to look forward in. I'm not a big fan of Tuchel, but he has tactics and he has won trophies. He has silverwares in his cabinet. So
right,
we have to see what he can offer to the club.
exactly, exactly.
But if you think about
I,
it, yeah, go on, Burke.
I've tried. I've tried to study some of these tactics that this manager coming in with, and it's not gonna be easy. But I think going forward, we're gonna get some good results. And once this coach get the best out of most of these players,
Mm.
we're gonna be looking good going forward. I don't wanna put my hat too far as I speak, but trust me, we're gonna do good things, and I just need the players just get together and say, hey, guys, we just need to do this because at the end of the day, they all love Frank. They never wanted Frank to leave, but we just have to put Frank behind and know that he's Frank. He will always be Frank, and just get the ball rolling.
Yeah, definitely. But that's the point. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Continue.
So the next thing is Frank got sacked, and it's like some of the fans are not happy. So my question is it Frank that you're supporting or the club itself? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because most of the time Chelsea is playing, I'm watching the game, and trust me, it's very hard to watch because we don't have a style of play. Tactically, we are lost in games. Leicester games we were lost. Wolves game we were lost. Man City, it's like we are lost. It wasn't getting easier, and we just had to get Frank away, man. Trust me. Yeah,
yo, the whole thing about it, is that Frank Lampard he put this on himself when it comes to player management. We went from using people that were playing every game, like 5 games in a row. At the start of the season, Mateo Kovacic started the season brilliantly. played like after we lost to Liverpool, we played like 4 or 5 games after that, and he was a main starter. And then
Exactly.
this game, he went on. He was coming on as a sub in 5 minutes. 2 games back to back, 3 games in a row. Your starting midfielder that was playing good at the start of the season is now gone back to getting 5 minutes per like in the last 3 games, and things
Exactly.
like that. Yeah, go on.
In the last couple of games, I just see where Frank Lampard he just wanted result. He got confused and he lost it because he wanted result so bad. He would take the best. He would take the best player off the pitch to play another player just to get a result. That's where I saw Frank Lampard went with this team, and it was getting too ugly. And I think the decision was right, and we just have to give Frank a round of applause. But this is Chelsea, and we need results. We can't sit and wait and don't know what's next.
Well, look on it. Frank Lampard build him system around Mason Mount. And that, I mean, I'm not saying Mason Mount is not a good player or as quality, but we needed to change to a 4-2-3-1. That is where we needed. That is what we needed for Kai Havertz to play in a more attacking role in the team. He was
Right,
been wasting Kai Havertz as a mid, like a deep midfielder, a CM, a right
right,
CM, and that was way out of his league. He's not a player that will run back and help tackle. I see he tried in the first few games when he just came in, but it's still not in his nature to do a lot of that. So when
exactly.
Frank Lampard got that 250 million to bring in players, you are going to bring in a man that plays a cam and try to play him in a CM and put the workload on him that he's not used to. It can't work. And then after you see it not working, you started to bench him and kill his moral. Why did you buy a
Right,
cam? Why didn't you just buy a center midfield instead of a cam?
exactly.
You get me? It's I with the team of Werner playing on the left wing, I could understand that he's a professional football player. And
Right,
if we're playing for a club like Chelsea, knowing that our strikers are injured, our winger is injured, Werner as a professional football player, he should be like, okay, I am not gonna play on the flank for all the season. We just need to just play. I just need to play there until Zayt and Pulisic came back. And a lot of, I mean, I'm not gonna criticize Frank either for Werner not scoring because Werner's got like one, two, three
right,
goals and still can't score. That's just on him.
right.
Hold on there. Let me see this guy say. Do you think Mendy will be a world class keeper or he is already a world class goalkeeper? What's your thought on that, Burke? Why to that question?
Well, Mendy, he hasn't reached world class as yet, but he's not far because if you should ask me, he has done very well between those. Um, Sometimes I question him. This is where I blame Frank, because I'm watching a lot of the games, and it's clear these players are following all the instructions. And it's obvious that Mendy is a good goalkeeper, but sometimes he look very lost in goal because at some point in the game we are playing the ball around and it's like Mendy is lost. Sometimes he don't even know if he's gonna get the ball, which
Yeah.
we all know how Frank was trying to assist him. Once you get under pressure, you play back the ball to the centre back. The keeper maybe stop the ball for a couple seconds, start it over again. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Sometimes Zuma has the ball. Mendy should be aware that Zuma is gonna play back the ball. Sometimes it's like he's lost because based on instruction. I have to look on it on my point of view. So Mendy is gonna get better, and I don't see why he won't become a world class. Trust me.
In my take on that, I think he needs to like improve on his like his awareness and things like that, because in the Everton game he came out of the goal like he left his line to come down and punch over Calvert Lewin, whereas Thiago Silva was already there, trying to mark him. I mean,
Right.
yes, he won the challenge with Thiago, but when Dominic pushed the ball was going wide from goal. So the angle shot that he would have got if he had beaten Thiago right there, it would have been easy for him to make a save because it was on an acute angle. So
Right.
and then he did it again in the Leeds game where he just run out and it cost us a goal, but we won that game, so no one didn't really put a lot of stick on him. And he also did it in the Fulham game. I don't know if anyone remember when the Fulham player tried to beat Aspilicueta, and the ball went straight through to Mendy, which Mendy should have not left his line
Yeah.
because it was too far. He could not
Right.
reach. If
He
you
couldn't
know,
reach that. Yeah.
couldn't reach it. If Aspilicueta um did not back pass. If I mean he should have stayed on his line and received the back pass. If Aspilicueta had stopped and left it for him to get it, it would have been a goal for Fulham. Easy. So I think Mendy, very good goalkeeper, but if he can improve at Chelsea, then he will definitely become a world class keeper in the Premier League because up give and take, this is how some people's career rise. I think if he can prove to us that he's worthy of being a top keeper in the Premier League, then he will get his chance. I'm not saying he can't be a world class keeper. Do you agree with this, coach? Honestly, not a bit. I mean, I respect him as a manager. I know he has tactics and things like that. But my problem with Tuchel is he always fall out with the board and the players after a year or two. So if he can come in and change that personality about him and his attitude, then I'll be fine with him.
Honestly, I don't see him doing 4 years. That's my, no, that's just my views with Chelsea because we know Roman. You will have two successful seasons. The season to make three. Once things not looking bright, you got to go. That's how I view it.
Yeah. All right. Hold on. Let me see what my guy is saying again. Um, how do you think Tuchel will address the senior versus youngsters with that's currently in the first team, and who will be big winners and losers of this? Hmm. Well, it it it's definitely clear that the Germans and Pulisic will definitely be in the starting team, like in every game. They won't be rested unless it's maybe a FA Cup game. But I think in the
And
past, Tuchel has worked with youngsters, so I wouldn't say that he wouldn't use youngsters in his team. And if in terms of Tuchel's background, what where he has done with Dortmund and PSG, he can't come to Chelsea with the same attitude, knowing that if it goes wrong, he'll be gone in 4 months or 5 months. So it's possible he might integrate a lot of the players this season. DMG. What anything to add on that, Burke?
uh, honestly, I think you said it all because it's like we're in a process now. It's like we just have to give everything time. Everything is gonna take time,
Yeah.
and I don't expect we to get we're supposed to get everything right, but everything is gonna take time.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. It's we just have to no worries, John Bond. We just have to see what what he has to offer. I honestly, I a lot of people don't have him to be a long term manager. See, someone put 18 months. I don't think he'll. It depends on his behavior. I don't think he'll last long at Chelsea. If he does change his behavior, then he we'll have him for a bit. I mean, I don't mind him being our manager because he is a tactician, but will he stay? I'm not sure. Yes, it depends on his behavior, man. If he can change his behavior, then we'll definitely have him for a while. But we need to stop this stacking of managers. That's why I was easy on Lampard saying giving him till the end of the season. But we all know if Lampard had stayed till the end of the season, Chelsea might have
We
finished.
will be fighting relegation, man.
Eh?
We'll be fighting relegation. It sounds
Yeah,
like a
that's the
joke.
thing.
Yeah, we'll be down there. Trust me.
Yeah, that's what the thing
If you, if
now.
you look, if you look on the teams around us, Southampton is playing well. Aston Villa is. It's like we're not doing anything to help ourselves. We are hoping to lose. We are hoping when we lose, the other big team lose. When they win, we are trying to win. It's it's
Yeah.
it's it's ridiculous, man.
What's my guy saying? He's saying because Dartman were get so you're saying that you didn't want to sell the players and Dartman were well, I understand that still. But at the end of the day, he should have kept. I mean, yeah, he has a point there because if he's trying to build something, and Dartmouth are selling the players that he's using to build, then I would be angry as well. So he have a point, but he needs to be more calm at Chelsea because Chelsea are not scared to axe to put the axe at his neck if he's not um too careful.
Exactly. That's what I said earlier because
Yeah, go on now, go on now.
that's what I said earlier because any
Yo,
coach
yo.
get this.
Yeah, well, we're not here. Yo,
Yo, you hear me now?
yeah, man, so your phone, your thing did go blank a while ago. But anyway, um, Ryan, what you say, Ryan? Tell me your views on Lampard getting stuff. You're muted, bro. You're
Sorry, I was on
muted.
mute. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. What you saying, Fitness go first? You good?
yeah, man. I'm good, man. Thanks for checking in.
Nah, no problem, no problem. But yeah, you as well. What's your name?
Oh,
You
Burke.
can call me Tony.
Oh,
Tony Chelsea.
Tony.
Tony. Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
you're all good. But yeah, the Lampard situation, I think it was the right decision. I think it was a little bit harsh on him because he is a club legend, but I think it had to be done. It had to be done. I think where he went wrong was he lost the players and he lost the dressing room. The players didn't want to play for him anymore. A lot of the players, it was only Mount who wanted to play for him, and when you lose the players, it's hard to get them back. So I think that's where he went wrong, and yeah, I think that's why the performances were never gonna get better. And I don't think we would have got top four with him either. But yeah, with Tuchel, I don't know too much about him, but I think he's gonna be better than Lampard. I think he's got better tactics than Lampard. And yeah, it's just I don't want him to fall out with the board because he fell out with the board in PSG and Dortmund. So I hope he doesn't fall out there because Roman Abramovich is ruthless when it comes to situations like that. But yeah, it was the right decision for Lampard because he just wasn't doing good this season. And he lost the players. I don't know what your thoughts about it is, but I think where he went wrong is he lost the players. The players didn't want to play for him. And I think that's where he went wrong, and the performances were never going to get better because the players just didn't want to play, so they're not going to play any better. I don't know what you think about it, but
So, so do you think Tuchel was the right choice? See, my guy Nicholas saying it. Do you think or we should have gone went for Allegri? I'll start with you,
uh,
Ryan, then I'll get to Burke. I mean, Burke has been here for a while, so I'll give you the first opinion on that one.
um, I think what was it? They offered some guy called Ragnick, Ralph Ragnick. Do you know who he is? Ragnick. He's some former coach. He's a coach. They offered him the interim job, so they wanted to get an interim, but I would have gone interim, but I think the reason why they got Tuchel and not an interim like a Gus Hiddink or a Rafa Benitez is I think what's it called? They wanted an immediate reaction from these players because the way we're playing, we need to get top four with the investment we made. Like we spent 200 million, like that's no joke of a money. That's what I mean. So we need a reaction out of these players because we need to get top four. We need to get top four at the least. I feel like if you would have gone interim, um, then I don't think that would have been that big of a reaction from the players. Because the players are thinking now, it's just an interim. He's out in a couple of months. But with Tuchel now, 18-month contract, he's here to stay for at least next season. And he was the only person who you can get who was not an interim because everyone else is still in jobs. Like I would have liked the Nagelsmann, or we could have paid out on a leg, not on a leg, a Hatton Hutu or a Carlo Ancelotti. I would have loved that, but there was no way we were getting them now because they're still at teams. But I think Tuchel was the best job for that because he had no team, and he was a free agent basically, and I think that's why we went with him. I think he's a good coach. I think he's gonna be better than Lampard. He's got good tactics. He plays nice football. And yeah, he likes to play with a deep lying playmaker as well. And what's it called? He changes tactics on the opponent as well, which Lampard has done before, but he just doesn't do it this season. Like last season, you saw him doing it. Like when we played Wolves, he changed to a back five to suit them. When we played Spurs, he changed to a back five to kind of counter their attack. But this season, it's been too predictable. Like especially after that 4-3-3, where he went to Krasnodar, like he hasn't really changed it up until Luton. So Tuchel will change tactics and change formations and change players based on the teams to get us the best chance of us winning. So yeah, I'm happy with Tuchel. I don't know a lot about him, but I know a little bit about him. But yeah, I'm happy with him. I think we couldn't have got a better person right now than Tuchel, to be fair.
Burke,
I
where is
agree.
it? Ryan, yeah.
Honestly, I would say I would work with this coach over Tuchel because Allegri is gonna take us back into like I would say a Jose Mourinho type of football.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take time and as we need instant result going forward. And
Yeah.
with the type of coaches we have going up against in this league as we speak, we can't sit and say the next 6 months we're gonna see some result. We need result like we need results starting Wednesday against Wolves, which we know the coach won't be there to get the team in shape or form, and we all know instructions are gonna laid out. It's not gonna be
No.
laid out the same. The instructions are not gonna be out in the players the same day because none is gonna understand what he's trying to do. But we need some instant result, and I think we have take a coach where he's here for the results, and it's a new atmosphere. It's not gonna be easy like France. And trust me, for some reason, he's gonna do way better than Frank Lampard. No joke.
Yeah. Well, you,
And some
you
of
guys
the
cover it there, man. I mean, Burke.
some of these players who I would say were being favorably picked over other players. I know they are worried because this coach, I think he's going to be more neutral in regards to the starting 11. We're going to see a lot of players now not being pleased because I think some players who were not getting enough minutes will now get enough minutes. So I think going forward, we just got to have the best starting 11, go forward and take those 3 points.
Vitmus.
Yeah, where I say?
Can I answer this question that Awad Black said quickly?
Yeah. Go on.
I think to the English players, I think Mason Mount will play, but I just don't think he's gonna play as much. Like Lampard liked him a lot, and he was his first name on the team sheet. So I think Tuchel will still use him, but I don't think he'll use him as much as Lampard did. But I still think he's going to be a regular on the team sheet. Tammy Abraham is not going to be our first choice striker. I think he's a good second choice or third choice, but I think that's all he's going to be for us. I think a second choice behind Timo Werner, and then Chilwell will play. He's a good left back, man. He's a decent left back.
Yeah, Chilwell.
Chilwell will play.
Well, it as we say, you cover that. I don't think Tommy Abraham will be in Tuchel's mind. He'll be the second string, depending, because he might like Giroud as well for experience.
I just
But
don't think he's going to be first choice. Tammy Abraham.
yeah, well, and the next thing, who will this guy Fitzvan say, "Oh, will be the captain." Well, in my opinion, I don't think the captaincy will change. I don't think Tuchel come in and change the captaincy. Aspilicueta will still be the captain, but
Thiago Silva.
huh?
I think Thiago Silva will be the captain because
Yeah, but think about it. I don't think he will come in and change that right away.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
Also, Thiago Silva, Tuchel had Thiago Silva in PSG, so he kind of knows him. So he's not going to change Thiago Silva from captain. And Azpilicueta is the captain of the team, but Azpilicueta doesn't play as much because of Reece James. But yeah, I don't. Was it Kovacic? I don't think did Kovacic do anything. I thought it was just Rudiger, Alonso, and Kepa.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Kovacic for me, yeah, not a snake, bro.
Yeah, I think it was only Rudiger, Alonso, and Kepa. Alonso, man, he's annoying.
Alonso, Rudiger. I wouldn't even say Rudiger, but Kepa and Alonso, trust me, they were the same. No joke.
Yeah, I think I think it was Rudiger as well, but I don't think Kovacic done anything, to be fair.
No.
I don't think it was Kovacic or Jorginho.
Well, so in my opinion, still, it's the best move for the club in terms of getting Frank Lampard out. It was not working. It was not working, and for some reason, Reece James form has dipped massively. Like for the past, even before he got injured and did the surgery, his form was so like the Wolves game, the Arsenal game. He was just looking awful. And in my opinion, I think we should use Aspilicueta and get the best out of him until he can't play anymore. You get me? Because I prefer my defender to like no man.
Come on, Fitbus, man. Reece James hasn't looked good in a couple of games, but he's been really good this season, man. And the games he did play, like the Wolves game, I'll give it to you. Yeah, the Wolves game was bad, but the Arsenal game we got rushed back from injury, and the Leicester game we got rushed back from injury as well. Reece James is better than Aspilicueta.
No, of course.
But I think Reece James. The thing is, Reece James is more athletic, and would you say our right winger is Ziyech, right? You like Ziyech as our right winger.
Of course. We have to use it.
Ziyech likes Reece James more than Aspilicueta because Aspilicueta, he's good, but his legs are running out. He's declining. He can't run as fast. He's getting a bit slower. But Reece James, he's young. He's athletic. He's hungry. So him and Ziyech, you've seen it on the pitch. Ziyech and Reece James love to play with each other because they both complement each other. And I don't think putting Aspilicueta there because he's a very good one-on-one defender. He's very, very solid. But I think Reece James is just better athletically as well. He's faster than him. I wouldn't say stronger, but I don't know. He's a bit bigger than him. I just think he's overall better. Like I think Aspilicueta still has a good. He's a bit bigger. I don't know about stronger, but I know he's bigger.
Yeah, but as the time as is coming to an end, and in games with Aspi, it's like I'm worried because even in the Fulham game, that left back was a hell of a time, man. Once that guy got the red card, it was the best of Aspi after that game, that guy. So Aspi, I think he will understand, and he's a professional, and I think on the bench he's gonna be okay with it. But For now, Reece James is gonna be the man.
I think also we're playing possession football as well. We're trying to play possession football. Like before under Mourinho and under Conte, it was more attacking football. And Azpilicueta was playing a lot more defensively. So he didn't really have to be on the ball as much. And it was
Exactly.
mainly just defending. And he's really good at defending. Like as a right back, I think he's better than Reece James defending wise. Because he's very good at defending. He's one of the best right backs just in terms of defending. Yeah, I mean, he's very solid. But the way we're trying to play now, Roman Abramovich wants us to play possession football, nice football, creating opportunities, breaking down no blocks. And Azpilicueta, he isn't the man for that. He's not the man to run up and down. He's the man who likes to defend. He's a steady defender. He can get up as well, but he's a better defender than an attacker. When I feel like Reece James, he can play in possession. His crossing is a lot better than Azpilicueta as well. Azpilicueta is decent at crossing, but Reece James's crosses is something else. It's only second to Trent. It's as a right back, the only person who crosses better than him is Trent Alexander-Arnold because his crosses are so good, and that's what you need in possession as well. And he's faster than him as well, so he can get back quicker. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aspi time is coming to an end, and we all love Aspi, but the type of football we are going forward with now, Aspi just has to understand if we should get injured, we'll try them, but trust me, I think
Yeah.
this is it for us.
But I think Azpilicueta still has a decent role in the squad. As a second choice right back, I like him. He has got experience as well, so he's helped Reece James as well because he knows Reece James is going to be the first choice right back. So he's kind of accepted it. He's very
Right.
professional about it. I like him. He's very professional. He hasn't put up a fuss. He knows Reece James is going to be that first choice. He's been here for 7 years. This is the first choice. So he's like, he's nurturing Reece James, giving him advice. And I think, yeah, as a second choice right back, he can also play centre back. He can also play left back. If Reece James gets injured, as play at right back, I'm not gonna get that angry because he's still solid. And as well, if we need him as a centre back as well at times, if we got an injury crisis, or even as a left back, if we got an injury crisis with Alonso leaving, I still think Azpilicueta has a good role in the team, but I don't think it's starting week in week out. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, not weekend, week out, man. Just like a few games because look, Reece James needs time now to settle in and become that natural right back. I think when he's playing like too many games consecutively, it's a thing like in the Premier League. Not all the time the youth like they give it 100 because it's getting used to playing in and in out and playing against professional players as well. Which of course Reece James is the future of the club, but I think we have to be smart in some games. We have to use Aspilicueta because he gives a better defensive setup than Reece James. Reece James can defend, but he's not that defensively
I
as
think But I think what's his name? Azpilicueta will get games under Tuchel. I'm telling you, because Tuchel is a person who likes to change players, tactics, formation. If we're playing a different team, so if we're playing a really attacking team and they're just better than us attackingly, we're gonna have to set up a little bit defensively and hit a team on the counter. He might choose Aspi because Aspi is very solid defensively, and then we can hit teams on the counter once or twice when a team wants to hold the ball. You know what I mean? So I think Azpilicueta will still get game time. But I think he won't be our starting right back. But I think Reece James will not play every single game. Aspi will get games here and there. So I think Aspi will still play relatively under what's his name too. What about you, Vitmus, man? You've been asking me about my opinion. Like, you can reiterate your opinion on Tuchel and Lampard, bro. Chat to me, man.
no, man, we've been here, man, before you, man. We've been having this conversation. That's why I've allowed you and Burke to like, give your thoughts on what's going on because me and Burke, we are close friends. So we have already spoke about enough of these situations before and even
Yeah,
earlier in the stream. So I mean, I don't mind we just getting our points across. My guy here, saying about ZH's future at Chelsea. I think ZH will have a future at Chelsea under Tuchel also because the style of play of ZH is similar to Di Maria at a peak.
yeah.
So
Exactly.
the left wing position now is between Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic. Whichever, well, which we know Tuchel is going to use Pulisic.
Yeah.
But in a few games, if Tuchel is not getting that energy and that vibe from Pulisic that we know he can perform, then we know that Hudson-Odoi will be creeping to get his position until Pulisic can get back to that attacking form. But it all comes down to how good the manager is at rotating the players because for instance with Lampard, Pulisic has not been good the last 4 or 5 games, but he's
Yeah.
been picking over Hudson-Odoi, who I like him as a player, but I just didn't like the way he handled when he wanted to leave the club under Sarri. So that's the only thing I was angry with him. But I think he has potential, and he should have been playing over Pulisic because
Yeah.
even in that Leicester game. Pulisic, Ziyech, you take Ziyech out of the game, you don't start him, and he's a natural right winger, but you put him on the bench, which he was having a better season than Pulisic, giving assists and playing some lovely balls across and over the top or in the box. And you put that man on the bench to play Hudson-Odoi on the right side where he's ineffective, and Pulisic on the left where he's not effective because he's dipped in form. So Lampard is clearly, as Burke said earlier in the stream, that he's doing things and hoping it works. He's not,
Yeah,
he's
Yeah.
not
he was
logically.
very confused because some of the changes I've seen Lampard make, it's like it's very questionable because it's like some of the changes it makes no sense, but he's doing it. I don't know what he's thinking, but football wise, those are most of his changes, especially in these last 3 games, they makes no sense because all he needs, he just want to get 3 points and that's it. But that's not the thing. You have these guys working in training weeks, days. And when match day, it's like you guys weren't doing nothing. Every player on the team is just looking. It's like they're wondering what's going on. Nobody know what to do. Frank Lampard is pulling his arms sideline. When he do say something, it's best sometimes he don't do nothing because he's talking, nothing is changing. It's only getting worse. Fulham was down to 10 men, and trust me, Fulham
Mm.
started to play better. It was it's just not Frank time, and we just have to say goodbye from. Trust me.
Mm. Can I also say something? Yeah. You
Yeah.
see, people are saying we need to gel these players in. I think the way Lampard has dealt with just players in general, yeah. What I think he's done, yeah, is he's kind of thrown his players under the bus. Like you see after the press conferences, you see the interviews after the match. He throws his players under the bus. He never takes responsibility. So how is he gonna gel the players when he throws all of them under the bus? Them players are probably very low on confidence after hearing that. And they're not gonna gel properly because they're on very, very, very low confidence. So they're just gonna try to get out as soon as they can. They're not gonna try to build chemistry. So he's just kind of destroying himself. To be fair, you know what I mean. I think his man management isn't what's it called? It isn't good. The way he's
Yeah.
dealt with the way he dealt with Tomori as well. I don't know what you guys think about Tomori, but for me, he was one of our best centre backs last season. Next to Zuma, we looked very
I
good.
know.
And I think for me personally, I don't know about you guys, but for me, he's our third choice centre back. He's our third best centre back after Thiago Silva and Zuma. I think the third one is Tomori for me. And he's pushed him out of the club and he hasn't used him. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I don't think I think that's bad from
Yeah.
Lampard.
You want to add anything, Burke, or you want me to go ahead?
Yeah, I share the same views because as Vic must know, I love that Tomori guy. He's fast, he can tackle, and
Mm,
if you can give, if you can, all right. Thiago Silva is the big man around the back, and a young talented Tomori, you need to train with Thiago Silva. But no, you decided to loan him. If you should ask me, I think Christensen has got enough chance and
Chance, yeah.
he be off too much. Rudiger when I like Rudiger, but sometimes it's like I think his attitude towards the game is not good enough for me, and that's what throwing him off because it's like he's not getting enough playing time. But when he do plays, it's like his attitude is like I should be playing, and I'm here to win. chose need to play. But at the end of the day, we are playing and we're still losing. So it's not like we have so many choices. And Lampard just confused because tomorrow should be right here as we speak. I know he's at AC Milan. I think he's going to progress well there. And with changing of coaches, I know some of these guys on loan they are going to be going elsewhere because these coaches coming in, they are going to work with what they have now because we know Chelsea is not going to buy any players in this January transfer window. This coming summer, you have to be doing exceptionally well to get called back in the squad to be in the first team. So I think we're going to lose tomorrow because as well, AC Milan is going to go away with him.
Yeah, I agree, bro.
With me, I like Rudiger, but I think as what Burke said, we needed. I think Christensen, even though if Lewis was here, Lewis would kill us for saying this, but I think Christensen got enough chance at Chelsea, and he could have definitely went out on loan instead of Timori because compared to the season that Timori had last season with Chelsea. How is it that he left from hero to zero so quickly? And my guy here, Mario said it has something to do with the board. I think it's Lampard's decision to loan him out because if Lampard had told the board that hey, Timor is in our squad and I'm looking forward to use him, then the board would not be looking for loan moves for him. You understand? I think it has to go down with Lampard too, bro. I think Lampard made it clear that he didn't want Timori. Maybe there's a beef between Timori and Lampard because even in the earlier FA Cup games, we saw Timori on the bench are not being used. And in a FA Cup game against those teams that we could have definitely like give him a run in, he didn't play. The reason
Mm.
why Timori played this season in the Aston Villa game was because Christensen got an injury, and we had to bring him on because he was the
Yeah,
only centre back on the bench. So I think it's a Lampard thing, Mario.
I think also what happened, I feel like Lampard wasn't going to use him. Like he stopped using him like in the midway through the season. So the board probably looked at that and being like, you're not playing him, play Christensen and Rudiger more because the board want to sell Christensen and Rudiger so they can get money out of them before it's too late because they're nearing their prime. So they're probably thinking that Tomori's not gonna play, so just play Christensen and Rudiger more. But if Lampard stuck with Tomori in the first place, the board would have saw that Lampard likes Tomori. I think the board think Tomori's good as well. And yeah, they probably wouldn't have found loan deals for him. He probably would have stayed, and Lampard would have been like, "This guy's part of my future plans." But he didn't do that, man. It's annoying.
What's your thoughts on Silva reunion with Tuchel? Didn't Silva and Tuchel have a fallout at the end of the season, end
I
of
don't,
last
yeah,
season?
I think I think he said something like we knew he was going to go. They knew he was gonna leave. I don't know, but Thiago Silva is professional, so he's very professional. Him and Aspilicueta are like the most professional players in the squad, along with Giroud. So I think he'll put that past him in it and be like, just give him a second chance because Thiago Silva is professional like that. I don't think he'll care too much.
Yeah. Um, I don't know who's that Nigerian striker. I don't know him.
So
13 in 10 goals in 13 French. I have to check him out. Awab. But anything that you guys want to add? Before we end the stream.
not really, but I just want to say like I think Lampard's done well in it. Like
Yeah. Chelsea, Where's Sarah? Go on. Sorry, Ryan. Go on.
I think people need to put a bit of respect on Lampard because I think he done well for the first season. I think top four was good. And he brought some good youth players in as well. Like Reece James, I think will definitely play under Tuchel. Mount, as much as people hate on him, he's a good player. He's just been overplayed, but I think he'll still play under Tuchel. Gilmore will develop under Tuchel and any other managers. Cause I think Gilmore's a great prospect, and I think he's going to be a very good player. Tammy Abraham as well. I don't think he's going to be a starting striker, but I think second choice. Coming off the bench, maybe even third choice after Giroud. Who knows? But I think he'll still be decent. And yeah, and Lampard bringing some decent signings as well. I don't know if it was his as the board, but I'm gonna say it was his. And he brought in Werner and Havertz and Ziyech, Thiago Silva, Chilwell, Mendy, who are all good players. He just doesn't know how to use them properly. But I think Tuchel will. So I think Lampard's done decent, and I don't want to hate on him. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are, but I just don't want to hate on him. I think he's just leave him alone, innit?
Yeah, Burke.
Well,
Chelsea.
I love Frank Lampard, but I don't want to be harsh on him. But the best thing Frank has done is bringing these group of players. That's the best thing I've seen.
Yeah.
Last season, I would say we were lucky, very lucky to finish fourth. I wouldn't
Yeah.
say it was Frank that did it. Honestly, that's why I don't want to be harsh, but he started the season well, and after that, I don't know what went in his head.
It was
But
very inconsistent.
yeah, I think he needs to go back to the drawing board. Just get tactics right, and he'll be okay. Cause trust me, he's gonna get another chance. Cause
Yeah,
Chelsea and he's gonna get another chance. So we are so thankful for him bringing the Reece James, the Mason Mount. You know, he brought in some very good players, Ziyech, and trust me, he's gonna be in his living room watching this team winning a lot of trophies.
yeah.
Yeah. Um. Last question. What about Haaland since we're linked with him? I think that's just a rumor. I don't think. I mean, I think from going from buying Timo Werner for 40 plus million, and then to spend the next 8, maybe 60, or at least they want at least 60 to 80 million for what's his name, Haaland. Maybe possibly more. I don't think the club will go and get him in that situation. I think it's a rumor, but if we are linked with him, I would definitely want him at the club. But it depends on what Tuchel will do with him, because we already have Timo Werner, and I don't
I
think
think
we need a double. Well, wait, Ryan. Before you even say, we are filled with midfielders, so I don't think we can play a formation that just uses only two midfielders. It won't work.
it will have to be a diamond, but and then you can't play Ziyech or Pulisic, which was annoying. I think this is all about if Timo Werner thrives under Tuchel. Because I think if Timo Werner kicks on from now and he gets like, I don't know, say maybe 10 to 15 goals under Tuchel from now on, and he starts banging in goals, I don't think we're gonna get Haaland. But I think if
Yeah,
Werner doesn't and he doesn't bang in goals and like he's playing poorly, I think the board will go after him because they want a top striker. Like Giroud is a good striker, but hasn't got enough pace about him. Abraham's good, but he's still not developed yet, and he's not going to be our first choice. And Werner's good, but in the air he's not that good, and off the ball he's not. On the ball he's not the best. So, I think Chelsea, if Werner doesn't work out, they really want Haaland because he's a very good striker. He can score with his head. He can run in behind. He's got good link up play. He's really, really fast. Like he's almost as fast as Timo Werner. He's rapid. So I think if Timo Werner doesn't come out good, I think the board will really, really want Haaland because Haaland is a top striker.
yeah. Well, that's it, guys. Definitely we'll be continuing these live discussions, in the future. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and leave a like. Also, my guy Ryan, his link is in the description. So if you guys want to check him out, we can give him a subscription and things like that. So thank you guys for watching. Respect to Tony Chelsea there for coming in and joining us. Also Ryan as well. So I'll see you guys again for another live stream sometime this week. Just look out, notifications on, and goodbye.